Hello and welcome to another Tracing World video, and today we are going just to be looking at basically, because last episode I did the first look, just looking overall. I'm going to be looking more in depth at individual locomotives, starting with what of these do here, the class 166. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing service mode today, and we're going to be taking a class 166 GWD. They're quite a nice looking train of things, and as you can see, you've got the other two there. You've got the freight as well, and you've got the HST. Today I'll be doing that. In future videos, I think probably the next one I'll do the class 66, but after that I will do the class 43 again, because I sorted it in the first look. But yeah, here we are, the class 166, and today we will be driving in the service mode. So I think it's sort of cloudy, it peels a bit, but maybe put a tiny bit of wetness on. There, the cloud level, and there we are. So that we sum up that, and what we're going to be doing, I like how music changes when you're about to go out, quite like that. But yeah, what we're going to be doing today, we are going to do one of the Greenford ones. So we'll be doing Greenford to London Paddington, and potentially back again, depending on how long it is. Well, I want to do scenarios as well, but I think I'd like to save those for individual videos, in honesty, because it's kind of like Tracing World. It's not as big as Trace Simulator, and I would like to carry on doing videos on it. So I'm thinking I'll do a combination, but today basically we're doing Greenford to London Paddington, and I'll see how long it takes, potentially back again. Okay, so here we are at Greenford. I think we're free just to go to Ealing Broadway. I don't think we need to, well, we're at Ealing Broadway actually. Ugh, stupid sometimes. Right, so that needs to be turned on because it's also as mode, it's not all set up. Reverser, forward, there, and engine start. I should lock the door left. There we are, stop at Ealing Broadway. Where are we at now? No, we're at West Ealing. Oh gosh, messed that one up. But yeah, there we are. This is our train for the day. And yeah, we're doing there's this Greenford shuttle route basically. Goes off to Greenford on a sort of shuttle service of things. And I thought of this, but I did debate potentially doing scenarios for these videos of individual trains. But I thought, by doing it this way, I can limit the time it more, stop it going on so much, and just make it more concise, and save the scenarios for another day. Because a lot of the scenarios contain different types of trains or things. So basically, I'll do 3 videos in service mode, 1 for each of these trains in the game, and see if we can get going. As a thing. And I probably want to lock left doors. Converser. There we are. Oh god. There we are. Off we go. So yeah, there's a class 166, and I thought I'll do it this way for videos because actually, in honesty, it probably works better than doing it other ways. Simply because this way, I'm probably rambling a lot. I have been in this episode, but basically, my point being, it allows me to do our kind of look of a length that I'm happy with, rather than what the simulator says it should take in terms of length. So I can be happy with the length of these videos and things and make it that way. And then when I've done looking at the 3 individual trains, I'll then delve into the scenario for a bit longer, but by that point I will have done a bit of service mode, and I'll be able to do some longer, more detailed scenarios where maybe there's even multiple trains and things to enjoy, and be able to show that feature of the game off to you, which I am actually quite looking forward to doing in the future. But yeah, it's going to be about 3 videos on this. So next one will be freight, because then I've actually covered all 3 trains physically driving, and I'll do the HST again because I didn't do it in massive detail in the first video, and then I will start going to scenarios for some things like Christmas closures, which appeal quite a bit. So yeah, I would then delve into scenarios and see where that takes me basically. And yeah, but anyway, we're going now. This is, as you can see, it's while it's not scenarios, you have still got a timetable to keep to. So as you can see, really good job pointing at it. But basically, in the top left hand corner over there, it says Ealing Broadway at 17:27. Obviously, you can see I am running a little bit behind schedule, and there's not actually an enormous, and also you can see speed and everything. So there is actually quite a large scenario element towards it, and I probably should bring that break in now. So yeah, just decided just quickly changed the graphics settings just to make it slightly less laggy, because we are going to London, just do that. And it's not the best optimised game in the world, even if it is a good game. But yeah, anyway, Let's be easy to it could be both arguments, and I will actually let you in a bit of a secret. I did record this video before, but it was all. But actually, I didn't record the whole screen. I recorded kind of the top left bit of it, so it was cropped off, so it wasn't particularly usable. So I did actually record it before. Map was in my down the line style. So one basically, you get to London Paddington, you can choose between 3 different locomotives, which actually is quite a good idea for a scenario. I have every different services depending on how long they are. One was like 20 minutes, one about 30 minutes, and one about 60 minutes. So there's lots of different options for what to do, and I did do that, but. In the end, it actually took a bit of time because I think the timings were a bit off for some reason, and I thought this way I can limit. I could do a slightly more quick and efficient video, show you a brief overview of what the game's like, hopefully without it crashing. Okay, so unfortunately the game, for some odd reason, decided it would be a good idea to crash itself. Don't have a clue why we're flipping out. But yeah, basically I've restarted to go back in. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't as I said it because for some reason the options disappeared from the menu. We've been doing something wrong. Honestly, recording this game, it's a great game. Absolutely fantastic. Would really recommend it. Only slight problem. It's a nightmare to record. It's been completely going pear-shaped all day. I tried to record more on this down the line style, which I was just talking about until it crashed. That really worked basically. Here's a way to put that. That was a massive load of nonsense, really. So that didn't work in the slightest, and there because I recorded it correctly, and then the game just crashed on that time, and yes, a bit annoying. But hopefully this will be the video which works, and yeah, I have to see how long it takes to get into London, and then maybe after that we can come back again towards here. It's just basically a shorter service down the line. No, not a massive long one. I kind of wasn't really wanted to do a massive long one. Okay, so I need to lock the doors. Okay, look left. That's how we do it. Right there, we are eating border. Oh, quite quick going through that. Okay, they should be locked now. Good. Stretch complete. Now let's get going. Acton Main Line 1431. So this one does actually stop at Acton Main Line because I guess it is a little stopped one. There's quite a lot of them pass through there. Anyway, it's not a massively stoppy one. There's not actually that many stops to do. I just thought. It'll give you an overview because what these videos are, they're more little overviews of the different trains there are, and then the scenarios will give you a detailed view of what different routes there are and what the whole line looks like. And the HST one will probably end up covering the whole line because that's the best way to do it in my opinion, because it does actually only take about 25 minutes to do it. So this one will cover a short section, and it mainly will cover this bit because the bit near Reading there's actually way too many stations, and this also is like a complete full service. The freight one will probably be almost all the line, and the HST won't be all the line, so you will get to see all the line in the future. I'm not just going to be stuck in with of basically not going anywhere beyond Slough, because I will go somewhere beyond Slough eventually, just not at the moment because of times. But yeah, anyway, just saying, if you haven't seen that first up video, watch it. There might be a card. I'm talking about a corner of the screen if I remember, but yeah, I think I've probably explained about 1,000,001 times what I'm going to do in probably a very rambling, incoherent form. That's alright. For some reason the game decided you played in window mode. I don't have a clue with this game sometimes. It does become a little bit complicated, but whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to record a video because it is a good game, and yeah, but anyway, I've explained that enough by now. Just basically watch and see what videos come out, and it'll probably explain itself because I have got plans, but yeah, I want to cover all of it, and I think at some point I'll probably also do a video with CSX Heavy Haul and do a bit on that. And also I need to remember there is the Train Simulator 2017. I'm not just going to completely nutty forget about that, but yeah. Anyway, let's just talk about the route a little bit and do that instead of rambling on about plans, because I can go about plans forever, but I don't think it's the best idea. No. Full service, we're coming into Acton Main Line. Not actually many trains stop here, man, it's quite a long way to London. I don't think this one stops at all at Common, but none of them really do. It's tube train to stop there, isn't it? Glide us in, and then full service. Okay, I'm looking at the yard thing. That tells you a location you're going to stop at, and actually there is kind of a specific location I want you to stop at on the platform, but it doesn't always work. And we are bang on schedule. There we are. Looking at those. We're in the station anyway. So yeah, there we are. That's our train. I quite like the Class 166. It's quite a nice locomotive, quite a useful, quite fast commuter one. And we'd obviously been a passenger before when we first looked, if you watched that. But yeah, it's quite a nice train. But one thing is though, here, noisy, nothing. And that is actually how it is in real life. And for devs and people talk about it, and it actually was like that in real life. But yeah, quite nice, and nice just be able to get off this train and have a wander around. The only thing is, it's a shame those boards don't work. That would be missing. I could feel like we're missing a trip there. If they had next train to arrive and when it's meant to come, I don't think it would be that hard to code in actually, and then say, well, you know how we do the in actually normal train simulator, the old version, they did ETA times. I think if they did an ETA time on that, as in use basically use the ETA to go into that departure board, I think that would be brilliant, and that would actually really work quite well. I think if they had all the ETA times and there, and so then you could be a passenger, look at the departure board to see when the train's departing, when the next one's coming. I think that would just be something I would really like, and I think would actually be fantastic. So I do hope they'll do that at one point, but for now we've got 6 minutes into London Paddington. As I told you, it wasn't actually a long route at all, so it may end up going back out of London Paddington again. I'm not too sure. See what happens. It might reassign me to actually go back out. I'll see what happens when I get to London and see what the options are basically. But yeah, anyway, we'll just be here. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying this game and things. And just as a note with the graphics, you may think it looks a little bit choppy. Well, not choppy. The frame rates aren't brilliant. Obviously, that's actually more anything. The game, it isn't brilliantly optimised for people. I've not actually got a bad computer. It's not brilliant, but I think I've got quad-core 3.5 gigahertz AMD A8 processor, which is probably about equivalent to i3, i5, and that's 4, so 3.5 gigahertz. And then I've got a thing about something like a 4 gigabyte graphics card, so not actually got bad, and 8 gigabytes of memory, so it's not actually bad for the system I've got. It's just the game is very resource intensive. You can play it on, this is actually near, it's not lowest settings, but you can bring it down lower, but it is relatively low, but there is no motion blur and things, basically because I got it lower, so, and there's no, and when you're travelling along, there's no blur outside the locomotive, so it's okay to see that, but it just makes the frame rate go down, and there is a bit of a problem with frame rate on this game is the thing, but it, just because of the detail in there, and it is hard to do it, but yeah, it could be better optimised. And if you've got a weaker system, I would give that as a word of warning, just to go, I wouldn't necessarily get it if you've got a system any weaker than mine, because I don't think it would work brilliantly, but in my case, it just about works, and it provides quite an enjoyable playing experience as a game, and it is really detailed. And to say, and while I've said there's a low graphics, to say this is the lowest graphics, it's a lot better than the old Trade Simulator, even then. There's loads more detail on the old Trade Simulator and everything. It's just better altogether. Let alone the whole you can walk around thing, but it's just more detailed. It's just better detailed and nicer than the other version, basically. Even old Train Simulator, it's just nicer. I know some of the Trade Simulator routes did actually get quite good to walk in the later versions, but still better. And this route especially, the one Trade Simulator, is actually from the original 2007 Hoodoo Rail Simulator. I actually played it back then, just point out, but about 10 years old. The route is old, like London Paddington. No, look, yeah, Great Western Main Line one. This is much nicer to have a really nice up-to-date one, but yeah. It is quite enjoyable to play, and it is a very good game, and I enjoy playing it, and it's good. I'm glad they've got things like the stop at location and timings. I was wondering how I'd get the timings in. Flipping out, we are speeding like there's no one business here. What happened to the... Flipping out, that really shot down that speed. That's especially a bit too much, don't they? There you are. But yeah, and there is a reason why content. When you actually look at it on the box, it's basically what you would normally expect. Basically, the amount of scenarios is what you'd get in a normal DLC. So around about 6 or 7, which is what you'd actually get in a normal DLC. But what sets this apart is the fact you've got the service mode. I know you've got quick drive for all of us, but this is different because it means you can, because it gives you a lot of variety. There's loads of trade simulators, and the thing that's always annoying with quick drive was there's never timetables. This has got a timetable now. I've got around 240 soon. This one has actually got a working and living timetable, which is 24 hours a day, and I think it's actually a real timetable they use, I'm pretty sure, and it gives you a lot of variety, and that is something which I'm really happy to see in the game. I'm pressing forward break for a screenshot, don't know why I'm doing that, but that is something I really I'm happy to see. I feel like it adds an extra bit of variety to it, and an extra bit of gameplay, which I am pleased with. So that is good for them to include that in the game. Anyway, we should be, I don't know, let's put the thing back up. We should be going out to 40 any minute now, it's been a minute, but yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I think it is good, and actually it gives you an awful lot of content, because the 3D videos we're going to do here are just going to be a service mode. That's about scenarios, which could take a lot longer, and I'll probably be able to keep videos going until the next add-on comes out, basically, but yeah. it is something I would recommend. Now, 25 miles per hour soon. You're doing fine with speeding, but now we're on the speed limit, which is good. Yeah, anyway, coming into London, getting very built up. If I want to be really facetious, I can go, hello passengers, all on your drive for the day, I'm abandoning the train, before well done. But I won't do that, it's just fun. Fun to ignore your driving duties. Now, we're going into Paddington. Oh, flipping out, we're not. We're going to be in Paddington early, if not now. 25 miles per hour in a minute. Now, the question is, which platform that's LOCOMOTIVE. I don't think really anything stops there because it's a tube station. So that's basically why. But anyway, there we are. Coming in. Lots of detail, lots of built up things in London area. So down a tad bit more, down to 25 miles per hour. I'm going to try not to speed him after that whole escapade. Wasn't brilliant. Ooh, lag. There we are. Loaded again. As you can see, you've got very much good spiking there. They can be better when this is spiking, it's just loading a heck of a lot in, so probably not the best location to show them in now, but it was all right earlier. It wasn't like spiking. Speed limit down to 25. More brake on to get us there. Good. Here we are, and here we come in, and yeah, so I probably get to show you off Paddington now. It's quite a nice station actually, Paddington, in this game. Quite like it. Wow. There we are, coming in. Now, are we on which platform we're going into? Platform 13, 14, okay, platform 11, because they're quite cool, hard to get to, platforms 13 and 14. No, there's a scenario which goes out there, but yeah, we're going on these platforms this time. So yeah, we are throttle off and in. So yeah, Paddington is really quite an impressive station building. It's basically a bit like St Pancras and things. It's just one of those lovely Victorian domed structures, and they're just really quite nice to see actually. I just like them. There's a bit nice about them if you look at it. Just nice and spacious and open, and much nicer than some stations. I would say Birmingham and New Street, they actually improved that and the exterior, but the station itself is still nasty. And Euston is horrible. I've really been there, but it's not very nice. I want to get out of there as quick as possible. Now, probably want to put on our brakes. There we are. There we are. Tab. Unlock bike. Good. There we are. Load passengers. Let's see what it says, because it might tell me when I need to go back out of the station. And if it's soon, I might do a return journey. Okay, doors are there. Let's see what happens if I lock doors. So, no, wrong button. Lock right. Okay, there we are. It tells you completed a service. Oh, there we are. Yeah, so there the times you expected. It's a shame it doesn't show you due time. That is one thing I have noticed, and it would be quite nice if it did show you the. It would be nice if it did show you when it was due compared to the time there. But yeah, 6.4 miles driven, 15 minutes. It's not 15 minutes, 44 seconds. Quite nice that one. Quite like that though. Quite a nice little journey to do. There we are. Reward earned. Completed a service. So, what, we're meant to turn back round now? Or are we going literally immediately? Well, you know what? Let's do the return journey, because that'll be fun, to work to try and turn this train around, because we are meant to leave, I think, quite soon, because that does seem like quite a big turnaround, but I guess, with these type of services, that one is just a shuttle service, just goes back and forth between London Paddington and Greenford. It might be the same one actually doing the whole service, because it's every hour, probably the same one, so it's probably quite interesting. But, okay, well, why don't we do that then? So, reverse, let's go and sort this out then. So, sit down. So, in case you haven't guessed, I don't really fully know what I'm doing. We're kind of more just making it as we go along. But that's the joy of this game, because you can just basically take it as you want. So, tail lights is what we want here. Headlights, no markers. Tail. Good. There we are. Good. Now, we can walk through a passenger compartment to the other end of the train. You're not getting off, you should. There we are, and we're meant to go into bed. So the question is, does that... It went down from 4 miles as I walked. We decided, oh, we need to open them here. On my HSTs we don't. Basically my HSTs, but I guess it is an older train, this. Well, no, it's not older. It's technically more modern than the HST, but the HST has kind of been refurbished probably more recently. And it's got the hold of free best commuter seating. There we are, into... There. Now. let me sit down in driver's seat. I will take over there. And is that everything? Let's just check all the things set up. I bet they're still set to date. Well, that's fine. Everything else is working, I presume. Light, cab light. Turn that off. We don't need a cab light. Signal. Let's just lock the right doors. Make sure they're all closed. All the doors are fully set off. Good. Yep, doors are set off. Okay, so I think probably available just to go, aren't we? Hopefully. Let's see. Yeah, there we are. So that was quite a reasonable length journey to Acton Main House. I think it's actually literally one of those turnabout of 4 minutes come in, come out ones, which is quite fun. So yeah, there you are, back out again to Acton Main Line. This train, out to Paddington. So no, it's a shame you didn't get to have a massive look at Paddington. I would like to maybe have shown you around a bit. There's not much in it's an impressive building. You've seen all of it really, haven't you there? We are flying in the air, you can see it, big station, lots of nice platforms. But I do love this style of station, one where it's not like in an underground concourse. You can see what's going on. It's quite nice and spacious, and yeah. Anyway, quite nice way to walk around it. But yeah, there's not really much more you haven't seen there. But yeah, it's just a grand building. It is brilliant actually. So that bit there, the new bit on this side isn't really nice. It's a bit, but it's just quite. It's a big station. It's quite a big thing. I like it. There we are. Anyway. Here we are, we're setting off on our journey, 40 miles per hour in a few minutes, and Acton Main Line in 3.8 miles again, so probably be a deja vu moment, but you get to see the opposite direction, so I think that's quite a nice way to do this video, just a little return from basically, well, within London, basically, that is, you can see the HS2 station, quite nice HS2, good train, oh, we can go quicker, to 40. We're nearly at 50. Our lights are all green. That is good. We don't have to faff around. We're waiting for services. And 5 minutes to Acton Main Line. I don't actually know if we'll make that time. Seems extremely tight, that timetable. That seems odd. But I guess it does work. I guess you just need to be quick about turning it around. I mean, you can turn a train like this around in 2 minutes if you want to. But I didn't fall off after a bit. The door locking and locking and things. And flipping out with the spread there. It doesn't really penalise you for speeding though, which is nice because it always used to annoy me. Because I would have lost about 1,000 points with this train simulator. And this time I can cruise at 41 miles per hour without it having a padding basically. Nice. Here we are. And what I can also do is go, hello passengers. Did you ever turn on the AWS? I don't think I turned on the AWS, that's probably why it doesn't ring. How do you turn it on? Clear you turn that on. Oh, well, don't worry about it then. Does it turn like climate control? Probably not, does it? Well, 80 miles per hour. We should be at 50-ish now, shouldn't we? Yeah, let's just pulled up. 80 miles per hour soon, and then interact and main line. Yeah, quite a nice. Basically, it's a return route, so it shouldn't take long. And we'll just show that 30-minute video, which hopefully is something that will be nice and enjoyable to watch. Hopefully. Now, why is that all illuminated? It doesn't need to be, does it? But I guess the driver would all set it up, not me. There you are. Just not the speed here. Although I actually don't know if we're going to be able to make this on time. We're going to be late because we've got 3 minutes to get there. We're doing 50. Unless we go up to, we're going to get up to. We might just go tight. Tight times. I thought we'd have quite a bit, but I guess what I find odd about this route, there's a lot of routes. It's all really built up around the terminus in London, but then but this one. It is built around the terminus, but it takes about 4 miles as we saw there, to actually get to the station, basically to get to the next station along. And I guess maybe that's because people would use the tube for shorter distances, but it just seems odd how you go 4 miles out to get to mainland, then it's pretty much stopping every mile. So it just seems odd how it's a long journey between Acton mainland and Paddington. Yeah. Anyway, in terms of what scenarios there are some I would quite like to do, because I think there's one. I think it's called West World, where you actually board a train to Paddington, then you drive a HST out, which does sound quite fun. To be able to just board a train and things, it's just quite nice that concept of actually feeling like you're a driver, not just someone taking control of a service, so you can actually get on and off it. I quite like the whole feature. No. Signal is yellow, I should be chasing with them, but that concept is something I'm actually quite keen on. That's good. And there's another scenario where you kind of have to haul a HST and tow it away. There's some quite nice, varied scenarios, and even one on this train, the class 166, takes advantage of the features of being able to choose multiple services and walk to them. I quite like that idea as well. It's quite nice. Although, actually, you probably could. I think you could used to be able to do that in Train Simulator, from my memory. That always used to be possible, because you could do you could timetable trains in free roam scenario. When you click on them, you took over. So actually, you could do this in Train Simulator. It just didn't really work as well, and it could cause problems. A bit like Railfan mode they invented. That's just free roam scenarios basically. But anyway, okay, so let's just concentrate on signals here for a minute, because this is going to trip me up if I'm not careful. Oh, could be yellow. 1450. Just want to make sure I'm not going to get caught out. It's still yellow, so it should be okay. I just don't want to suddenly come across a red signal. Don't know what happens if he's bad in this game. Not sure, but we are getting quite close to that station actually. We might be actually on time to back to mainland, because I guess we are going relatively quickly now, aren't we? So should be okay, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, now let's just bring down the speed over here. And we want to put on loads of plates now. Now that should be fine, because this train does stop quickly, because the commuter trains always do, and actually the HSD stops relatively quickly as well. All quite quick stoppers on this one. Fine, trains actually, the thing is, you either get commuter service which your trade top speed for quick acceleration and deceleration, like the commuter trains. Electric kind of do both very well because they're good, or then you either really have high speed, or I don't know why I took a screenshot there, one button, or you kind of either have high speed, or you either have fast acceleration or fast deceleration. Like the HT takes forever to accelerate, but it's good at decelerating, so it's always interesting. There we are. Screenshot. Here we are. Exactly on time. There we are. That was how you do an effective turnover. That was actually quite effective there. But once I did something quite decent. What more can Here we are. Anyway, that's our train. Just forward showing you Acton Main Line. Not really much going on, really. Yeah. Oh, hey, the tea going through. That's quite cool. I quite like it. Quite a good sound, actually. There you are. No. Lock doors. Lock left. Into 1451. There we are. Here we go. Right on time. Ealing Broadway, 3 minutes. Oh, it's just West Ealing, isn't it? So, quite quick. I'm probably going a bit too quickly up here. Because I'm thinking we're going to start on a lower acceleration. So I'm complaining. So we're going a little bit. There we are. What's the spin in there? It's I think 90. Quite good. You get a bit of a move on. But what's the train stop speed? Does it say? I think it says it there. Sort of. Can't quite see it. I think it's 90 anyway on this one. Pretty sure it's 90. Oh, I can't enjoy. Look at that. Are they meant to dance like that? Don't think so. But whatever. Anyway, so 2 minutes to Ealing Broadway. We should actually be able to manage that timetable. Because I know from here it's all doable because it's a real timetable. It's more I didn't know how long we had in London. I'm glad we didn't leave any later. I was tempted to give it another couple of minutes, but I'm glad we didn't leave any later and just did what we did and turned about. Oh, red signal coming up there. Interesting. Not careful. Must be following a slower service. I guess though, I guess this is one of these things that happens in real life, because it is real life timetable. So in real life, you will occasionally just get a routine red signal, and I bet the driver will be expecting it. So I don't know if it's one of those. There we are. I'm just gonna cruise at this speed for a bit until it clears, because I know a long way away still, but I don't want to have to stop. You're actually not meant to stop on a train. There you are. It's a red signal there. You see it ahead. Probably going to overshoot it if I'm not careful. It's just take it off the throttle. Oh, it's gone to yellow. Yeah, that's fine. There we are. Must be a slightly slower service in front of me. To be very shortly, we'll probably be early again. Running a really good schedule coming back. I've had quite a good schedule going out. Been quite punch one actually. They should hire me more often for these jobs. They should make me a full-time train driver for Great Western Railway. Apart from me speeding a bit, but forget about that. Right, slowing down. Okay, 30 seconds until we're meant to be there, so that's fine. There we are. Is it S-Class? There we are. Unlock left, and we're about 5 seconds early. That's good. Right, there we are. Oh, lock doors. Lock. There we are. Off we go. And West Ealing in 2 minutes. So it's quite quick between there and there. But it is because they're basically the same place. Hence the Ealing thing. We wouldn't have two places called West Ealing and Ealing Broadway next to each other, when we're not in the same place. Which makes sense. I know there probably is examples where there's one with the same name miles away, but my point being it makes sense that they're close to each other. I'm just wittering and waffling really. Right. So how long have we got to go? 1.5 minutes. Okay, we should just about be okay with that timing. I want to calculate my full punctuality. That was too late. 11,510 points. That's quite good actually. Quite cool that. That many points. Yeah. We go. Anyway, while we're at it, say hello to all the passengers and go. So. Oh gosh, wrong seat. Hello. What do you think of my driving? The answer is, you probably think I should get back inside the train, so I will. Yeah, that's fine. Here we are. I'm just talking with passengers. Nearly crashing the train. That's just, yeah, whatever. Anyway. Nearly there. You can see it in the distance, so we should be okay. Just about, shouldn't we? Really, don't really just stop much. Oh, as long as you're coming up the station at 40 miles per hour, that is not a problem for this train, because it's got very good brakes. But especially low end braking is very good. So we're okay for at least a bit longer. Probably take off a throttle now. We might be a tad bit late into the station actually. It might be what 10 seconds, be gone 50 seconds. I think that's an enormous problem. Here we are. West Ealing. Another train man. For the flipping heck! Did that train just go? I think there are a few minor bugs they need to sort out on this train, on this route, but nothing any more than the train doesn't work. Ever. Really? Oh gosh. Ridiculous really, isn't it? Whatever. Things like that happen. Apparently. Yeah. But it's not really, but I'll give them benefit of the doubt. I'll fix all these little things. Anyway. Low passengers. Then we can end up a video there. So, yeah. Oh, look at that. Line through. Don't quite know what happened about train, but anyway. Good day. You can see the shadow. Odd that. Very odd. There we are. Anyway, I'll just run around a little bit here, and yeah, so this is West Ealing, and that's pretty much for class 166. That's all I'm going to be doing for this video. Hopefully it was enjoyable. I'll quickly lock the doors. I'm not quite finished yet, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want more, just basically subscribe to the channel. Just have a look. Stay tuned. There will be more in the future and things, and hopefully you enjoyed that. So we're going to quickly lock the left doors. Hello. We lock them. Yep. There we are. Completed a service. Good. There we are. No, we don't really need that. Please exit the vehicle because it's not going beyond there. Good. Good. There we are. Well, anyway, just escaped from the to show you this and show you how it's quite cool because I've actually think I've been to a station before and things. So, yeah. See, look, they have always told me because it's quite cool. You can't go out, unfortunately, but it looks quite detailed stuff. Quite good. Be able to walk around, but yeah, there we are. Anyway, that's our train. So there we are. Thank you. So yeah, see you in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.